Hi, I'm Jeff Fraser. I'd like to welcome you to Adirondack Living TV. 5 times each week, I'll take you on a half-hour journey to meet the people, see the places, and do the things that make the Adirondack Park such a great place to live, work, and play. So come on, live the dream. It's your turn to jump into Adirondack Living TV. Today on Adirondack Living TV, why travel to fairs and festivals looking for Adirondack antiques? We found the treasure cove of everything Adirondack at a place called Black Bass. And discover a local restaurant that truly captures the flavor and community spirit of the Adirondacks. Plus, vintage cars, trucks, and hot rods cruise the streets of Lake George. All this and more here on Adirondack Living TV. Hi, I'm Jeff Fraser. I'd like to welcome you to this week's episode of Adirondack Living TV. You know, Ian and I are very excited. This is now our 8th week of programming here on the Time Warner cable system. And in that time, thanks to you, our loyal viewers, you've given us such positive feedback and the network such positive feedback that we are now on 10 times per week. So thank you so much. Tell your friends and neighbors, Adirondack Living TV is a place to be. Last week, as usual, Ian and I were in the field and we met up with some really interesting cats that I think you'll thoroughly enjoy. So sit back, relax, let's go on a journey to Bolton Landing. Well, here it is, the second week of September, and one of the great things to do in the month of September is buy and sell antiques. So, rather than going all over hill and dale, looking for fairs and festivals, we decided to come to the source. And the source is right here in beautiful downtown Bolton Landing. We're at the site of my good friend Henry Caldwell's Black Bass Antiques. Say that quickly 3 times, people. And we are going to go pay Henry a visit right now and learn all about the treasures that he's got inside. So come on, let's go do some Adirondack antique living. So Henry, how about a tour of the shop?
That'd be great.
Where are we going to start?
Well, let's start with an outboard motor.
I think that's a great idea. Come on.
Everybody has an outboard motor in their past. These 2 motors have been totally restored. They're original motors, but they've been restored. They're all polished. The tanks have been redone. This Johnson's in all original condition, and so are these two Johnsons.
When they recondition, wherever that does happen, are they actually functional at that point?
No,
they're pure decoration?
Just for show. All the oil and everything's been drained out of them, so they're living room safe. They're not going to drip oil on your Oriental rug for 2 months.
Tell me about the vintage here in this this Johnson and this water witch.
That's a 38 and that's a 1950 water witch.
Where was the water witch? I don't remember that one.
It's it was sold by Sears and Roebuck.
I had no idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then of course this is more my speed. The old Johnson and Evinrudes and Mercs are. Well, this brings back a lot of memories to me. Just the color alone.
Sure. And then when you came in the dock, it didn't have reverse.
That's right.
So you had to spin the motor around to go into reverse. You know. And more than one person crashed into a dock with that.
I bet they did. I think I might have been one of them actually.
Yeah. I mean the classic. It's got the fins. You know, it's getting into the classic 50s.
Yes, it is. You can really see it.
Which is so popular right now. You know?
What's this little baby next door, this other Johnson?
Yeah, that's a 1958. Once again, it's got the fins and sort of the more classic 50s color. That's Evinrude racing motor. You know, a lot of kids, they'd have one of the little racing boats and
little single-seater.
They couldn't afford the racing motor. And so they couldn't get going fast enough. I mean, they were going 25. If they had the racing motor, they would have gone 50.
Wow.
But so take it 50 years later, now they can afford to buy the racing motor. You know? And so even though they're not going to use it,
not much of a weight at all.
That one, they're going to buy it and then put it in their office. This is the first motor. The racing one was the first motor to push a boat over 60 miles an hour.
Really?
This is the PO 15, 1948, but it's a monster. Look at the size of it.
It's huge.
I normally don't get into the really heavy motors, so I'm getting too old to carry them around, you know. So
Ian can come and work for you a couple days a week.
That's right.
You know, Edmund Hillary had a Sherpa.
But this thing is a monster, you know. But it's beautiful. So we go look at some reels.
What a fine collection of reels.
Fly fishing, both bait casting and fly fishing. These are this is a B.F. Meek and Sons from Louisville, Kentucky. He was a jeweler that got into making fishing reels. It's all German silver.
Wow.
You know, jeweled end caps, and just, you know,
great movement.
Spin forever. Yeah. This is a Julius von Hoff from late 1800s from Brooklyn, New York. And their whole family made fishing reels. I'll show you some lures. I've got a few cases of. Oh, these are kind of neat. These are early spring hooks that you got to be thinking about when they were fishing for market. They would make a little spring hook that would actually, when the fish hit it, it would grab the fish. Of course, nowadays it's all catch and release, barbless hooks and everything. But back then it was market fishing, and these were fairly mean hooks.
They look like it.
But they're beautiful forms now, and these are all empty boxes. I mean, they're beautiful forms too.
They put a lot of time and effort into the merchandising of these things, didn't they?
Oh, absolutely. Heading would change. I mean, here we've got three different Heading boxes. So the Heading was great because they changed their boxes all the time, and it made it more collectible. An early Heading box can be worth thousands of dollars.
No kidding.
They might make a box for, let's say, only a year, and maybe there's only 4 or 5 of the boxes known. So you can imagine how valuable they become. And this is a Heading salmon lure. And
jeez,
that's an unusual finish. They call that yellow shore. This is they call it an SOS, but it's supposed to be like a wounded minnow. It has the old 2-piece hardware that they brought in about 1925.
Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back with more Adirondack Living TV right after the break.